Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been a long time. I know I took the month of July off. I told you we had to revamp things. We got a new setup for the lab. We're still working on some things. We got more things coming down the pipeline. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to have you guys on here. We're gonna have fun. This is gonna be another interactive live. Also remember that this is gonna be interactive, like I said. So your comments as they come in, there's about a 5 to 10 second delay from the time that I see them till the time that from the time that you post them till the time that I see them. But I do understand we will acknowledge them. If we don't acknowledge them during the live, make sure that we will acknowledge them. During the replay itself. Make sure you put your name and where you're from in the comment section so we can give you that shout out that you're looking for. But first and foremost, it's your motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, your author, your favorite baker's favorite baker, Coach Clee, coming at you. I got a special guest in the lab today, and I'm going to introduce him in a minute. But right now, I need to know what the energy levels are like. I need to know what the energy levels are like because we haven't talked about this in a long time, and I missed this portion. I miss asking these questions. But if you had a good day today, I need you to put a 1 in the comment section. Put a 1 in the comment section if you had a good day today. And you guys that already watched the show, you know I don't believe in bad days. I like to call them character building days because you can learn from them, grow from them. They're necessary for growth, and they make you appreciate the outstanding days that much more better. So if you had a quote unquote a bad day, a character building day, I need you to put a 2 in that chumpy. Put a 2 in the comment section if you had a character building day. Put a 2 in the comment section if you had a character building day, and hopefully tomorrow's a better day for you. If you had what I had, because I haven't gone live in a while at this capacity, I need you to put a 0 in that chumpy. If you had an outstanding day, I need you to put a 0 in the comment section. It's kind of like this is a bubble, and you're right there in the middle of that bubble, and nothing can penetrate that bubble. I'm going to go ahead. I see a couple comments coming in. I'm going to go ahead and put my comments in. Shayla had an outstanding day right there. We see that right there. Mr. Porter's on here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please tag, like, and share. He had an outstanding day too. Let me go ahead and put my 0 in there. Did that go through? No, it didn't. Hold on. Oh, yeah, a little there we go. Thank you guys. Yep, I had an outstanding day as well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We haven't been live in a minute, and there's reasons for that. And the show is still growing. The show is still evolving. We've been very successful with the lab, the very first version of it. We're working on part 2 of it now, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But right now, we're streaming on Facebook. We're streaming on Clark Tent. We're streaming on the Coach Clee page. If you haven't already done so, please hit that like and subscribe to that button. We're also streaming on LinkedIn for the very first time ever. So shout out to that. We're on LinkedIn. We're also on YouTube. If you haven't subscribe to the YouTube page, make sure you do that as well. It's under the same name, Coach Clee. All right, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get the announcements and alerts for when we go live in the future. We're also going to have the Anchor page, the podcast that'll be up and running at least by tomorrow morning. I'll have the links for that. But as you see scrolling below, make sure you check out the website, workwithclee.com. And on that website, you'll see the books. Where they at? Bam. First book, first and foremost, March 4th. It's a motivational empowerment book on helping you find your own breakthrough. We talk about toxic people, toxic situations. We talk about taking care of yourself. This was my pet project. The first and foremost is the first book that I wrote. I'm working on number 5 right now. But the second book was No Shade, All Light. Jason Brown, Herb Thompson, Clarence Stokes, and myself wrote 25 of our favorite quotes and what they mean to us. So it's over 100 quotes in this book with meaning. Make sure you check that out. A book that came out right in the middle of COVID. Bam, came out last June. #grudge. And Les Brown says it best. Having a grudge is like holding a hot piece of coal and expecting the person that you're angry with to feel the effects when really you just need to let that thing go and start the healing process. We talk about mistakes. We talk about anger. We talk about holding on to grudges and how to get past that so you can go ahead and start living your best life. And then, of course, the lab, we got a compilation of 44 people who have been on the show, 44 brave souls who have been on the show with 43 chapters in their stories. They talk about their businesses, their products, and their positive messages. That's all encompassed in the book itself. But I'm happy that you guys are tuned in. Right now, we're going to give a shout out to our sponsors for the meat and potatoes of what this live is about. Shayla, are you ready? I see her back in the waiting room. I didn't see her moving. Shayla, you ready? We're about to go to Shayla's showcase. Bam. And it's been a while. You guys got to work with me. You guys got to work with me and bear with me. You know, I'm a little rusty. I haven't done this in a while. But guess what we're going to do is she's not going to make fun of me because her mic's not working right.
All right. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. I'm a little rusty, just like Coach Clee. I have not done this in a long time. And of course, as you see, I did not get a background update or upgrade. Only Coach Clee did. As usual, though, we're used to that, right? I always get stuck in the okie place, as Coach Clee would say. But excited to bring some of our sponsors to you this month. We have first the Pharr Agency. So if you're someone who avoids applying for credit or you have late payments, charge-offs, or collections, there might be a solution for you. Make sure you check out Tiki Pharr Walker with the Pharr Agency. She's board certified and can assist you with restoring your credit. She can even help you get started with restoring your credit on your own. You can contact Tiki at www.thepharragency.com. You can also find her on Instagram and Facebook at the Pharr Agency, or simply give her a call to get a consultation at 877-297-9707. As usual, we'll make sure we have the contact information in the header once this live is finished. Moving on, we have former guest Damone Buxton, owner of D2 Training Solutions. At D2 Training Solutions, they use the latest of innovating and cutting-edge technology to create a unique training experience for the end user. At D2, I can't speak today, D2 Training Solutions, they take boring out of training and allow for fun, interactive training that can be done at the user's pace. Contact Damone Buxton with D2 Training Solutions at d2trainingsolutionsllc.com. Last but certainly not least, we have the Harrisburg area YMCA, the Camp Curtin branch. They offer a variety of services and programs for the community. They have youth and teen center, computer lab, wellness center that can be used at an affordable price that works for your particular household. They offer seasonal programs to include summer camps, winter basketball leagues, lacrosse, and flag football. In addition to these programs, their doors are always open for youth in the community. They can use the gym, library, and computer labs for summer and after-school programs. Cornerstone in Uptown Harrisburg is the newest venture that the Y is working on. The intention is to remove blighted vacant lots, reduce crimes, and create affordable housing for homeowners and more. For more information about their programs and offerings, make sure you check out their website at ymcaharrisburg.org. Also, as usual, I want to give a shout out to Jay Moore and the amazing things he does to our website. We appreciate it. He's always on top of us with guests and making sure all that information is up to date. So like to always give him a shout out. Sorry, when Coach Clee came back on the screen, I could hear myself talking. That threw me off a little bit. But anyway, shout out to Coach Clee. That is a great background. It looks wonderful. You did a good job. Of course, I helped everyone, but you did a great job. I just want to know what's in your glass. Is that water or do you have vodka? That's all I want to know.
No, I don't drink while I'm live. This is definitely water in a fancy glass. It's water. It's seltzer water. But since I'm not getting any donations or proceeds from the company that it's from, I'm not going to say the company's name since you want to go ahead and throw all that out there.
Of course. Well, thanks for answering my question. That's all I have for this week's Shayla Showcase. We will see you hopefully next week.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. You did a wonderful job. And definitely, we also have we were supposed to have him in the not in the lab physically, but we also have another sponsor where the show didn't go as planned last week, so we had to kind of do a variation on the product that's coming up. I'll give you the guys a video now of Flavor 76.
Give a special shout out to Flavor 76. Thank you for allowing us to try your amazing quesadillas. From chicken to steak and finally that flavorful seafood quesadilla, they all hit the spot. Be sure to follow Flavor 76 on Facebook to catch their weekly lunch and dinner specials.
All right. Shout out to Stevie Colson and Flavor 76. And be sure to be on the lookout for him. He'll be in the lab more often. We'll be sampling a lot of his samplers that he's going to be producing throughout the week. I see Corey Quiggs on, former guest on the show. Thank you for tuning in. I see Maddie Morales is also on. But for ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, the reason why you guys are here, a lot of you guys have already reached out to me and told me that you have not seen this guest in years. You haven't heard from him in a little while because I know he's been traveling out and about. He's been working. He reached out to me on LinkedIn to come on the show, and I truly appreciate it because he's one of the reasons why I'm continuing to do the show, at least for this month, this way. All right. He's a childhood friend of mine. He's been a lifelong athlete. He's been traveling the nation on and off from basically from the time that I've known him as an adult. He works in IT and IT tech. He's currently in Hawaii, so don't be jealous when he's going live from his hotel room. And he also works as a rep for TGNS Enterprises LLC. And we'll learn more about that momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Maurice Pittman. Bam, here we go. How's it going, Pitt? Can you hear us?
Gotcha. How's everybody doing?
Wonderful. Well, thank you for coming on the show. Thank you for asking to come on the show. I know we had the background going, but it blocked you out. But trust me, ladies and gentlemen, he's in the island of Hawaii. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure.
I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I meant to remove that. My bad. There you go. Go ahead.
Like you said, lifelong friends. I got a chance to meet Clee when I first moved into our neighborhood, our childhood neighborhood, and I grew up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, went to Township. Was lucky enough to play on some good sports teams throughout the years. Went on and played sports in college. And like Lee said, just traveling, trying to improve the health network and electronic record system around the country.
Okay. All right. And how long have you been doing this? How long have you been working in the field of IT?
Actually, about 7 years. So I was fortunate enough to be called on a job fair, and it just kind of blossomed from there. It just grew and until the point where I actually was forced to start TGNS Enterprises because I had to do a contract with a 1099, and I didn't have a business, so I had to start my own business and insuring, going through all that. And so it was just it's been a process. I started out when I got out of college working for the state, feeling like you made it, right? You got that state job, and you're supposed to stay there, and you're supposed to just evolve in that, and then eventually retire. It just didn't work. That plan just didn't work for me. So it just forced me to be a little bit more hungry and go out and chase something a little different. I was kind of always into entrepreneurship, but never really wanted to step all the way out, and just have, I had children, so I had responsibilities, so it's hard to step out and really bet on yourself. But then, once I did that, it was beneficial.
All right, I'm being told that there's an echo if I leave my mic open, so I therefore I'm trying to navigate through the behind the scenes things going on right now. I see Corey, like I said, on. She gave you a shout out. 97 state champs. Mr. Yoy's on. Yep.
Okay. 97 champs.
Yeah, she was on the show, man. She still has pictures, clippings, highlights, all that from that. Yep. She brought them with her too. She came in with boxes. She came in ready. Wow. But Mr. Yoy's on. I see Christopher Harris is on. What's going on?
What's going on, cousin?
Yeah, he just gave you a shot. He said, "What's going on, cuz?"
No doubt.
Yeah. So I know through your job now being with TGNS, has TGNS actually taken you to the various places that you've been, or has it been working kind of like the job that you were working at with the state kind of led you to this, and you were able to network and make contacts?
So what happened is I retired like twice from the state. So I actually have a mediocre pension. They pay me like a couple cents every month because I actually worked for long enough to be what they call vested. Vested in what I don't really know. But anyway, so I retired. And I was just doing various things. I was going everything from cleaning businesses to working for local companies, doing different trainings, and I was always on the training. So the real story is my whole family is educators.
Okay.
So I was always the kid that didn't want to do what everybody else was doing. So I went against the grain, but I was always in the coaching, empowering, training. So it kind of like all came together.
Okay.
I got a call one day and it was just like, are you interested in adult education?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nah, I don't know. So what it was an opportunity to train in the medical field, which I was totally and completely green in. So it was a little scary at first. Simple things like BP and CMP and all these different acronyms that they would use for tests and things that I had to learn was a little daunting. But after I got used to that and adapted, it's been the best thing I've ever done. So to answer your question, no, the state didn't lead me to it. It was kind of purely God, honestly. Like I had just got headhunted for it. I was lucky enough to have the opportunity and be ready at the same time. And that's pretty much been it. And life has been different ever since then. So.
Right, I know. Sporadically, I would run into you at various places throughout we'd run into each other at Getting Wings. We'd run into each other at Dave and Buster's. Running into each other at the mall per se, just various places. And each time I would run into you, like, yeah, I just came back from like New York, or I just came back from South Carolina, or I was out in Massachusetts, or I mean, I don't remember exactly where, but like now you're in Hawaii. So every time I talk to you, you're either heading to or going to coming from another place. Where all have you traveled to professionally?
Oh man. Well, I spent most of 2020 in California.
Okay.
So I was out there in Southern California, San Diego, most of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
I also was in Kansas, I was also in Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
I was also in Colorado, Texas, South Carolina, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I've been working in our home state of Pennsylvania, New York. So I got around a little bit.
Yeah,
bounced around. Actually, the contract, I can't really talk much about it, like because it is a government contract.
Mm-hmm.
But we're scheduled to go abroad in the upcoming years.
Okay.
So it's a good time. It's all off of when Barack was in office. He enacted that all hospitals had to go to electronic records.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a line of business that was created totally by his candidacy. So these are the new jobs we talked about. And the great thing about it is probably 70% of this industry is African American
Mm-hmm.
or African.
Mm-hmm.
So it's eye-opening when you come in and you see this amount of fluent, positive African Americans. They tell us this isn't what we look like, but it's exactly how we go into these hospitals. It's a nice thing to see and be a part of.
Gotcha.
For sure.
Gotcha. His side comment right here, Mr. Porter's asking, you've lived quite the adventure. Are you on the main island there in Hawaii right now?
Actually, right now, my apartment's in Waikiki. So I'm in like three blocks from the beach on 27th floor.
Yeah, and
shout out to Mr. Porter, man. Like he's one of my favorite teachers ever. Like I don't know, a lot of people probably just know him as an administrator, but that's my guy.
There you go. Shout out. He was on the show before. It was almost a year ago. He was on the show. He gave a nice performance. But what a lot of people don't know is before the cameras went on, you gave me a tour of your apartment and the view that you have from your balcony too. I'm sitting here. It was thunderstorming just a few minutes ago. I got this background. I got the air on, and you sitting on a tropical island going live right now. That just got it. That's nice in itself.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's nice. It's has its pros and cons. So in 2020, I stayed in hotels for probably like 265 days out of the year. So it's not really conducive to great family living.
I get that.
But I mean, at the same time, jobs, they're not sedimentary anymore. You can't really be willing to sit in one spot to make the money that you really deserve to make. So it's kind of like a give and take, right? You kind of got to willing to sacrifice on this end to really maximize your real potential or growth on the other end. So it's kind of like hard. I'm blessed like my family's a little older, so I feel like they understand the sacrifice. So it makes it doable. But to do this kind of work, when they were younger, we was talking about coaching and different things like it would have been harder.
Yeah, I can only imagine. So what exactly does TGNS Enterprises stand for? What's the TGNS?
What's funny is like I stole that from my son. Shout out to Maurice Pittman. He came up with this. So he always called TGNS NBT 25. So I think that's still his hashtag for social media. So it stands for like the grind never stops.
Okay.
So that's the acronym. So that's shout out to him for that. And all the credit for that. I don't want him to get older and sue me. So, but seriously, that's what I came from. And it was just out of the need of having an LLC and realizing, from growing up, that's just a part of evolution here. You just gotta diversify, right? Different avenues and ways to get money.
That makes sense. Let me ask. So, because you retired, like you said, twice from the state, what gives you the motivation or the inspiration to keep moving forward? I mean, I know you have the perks, at least from the outside looking in, of traveling a lot, meeting new people, doing different things, living in life what most of us dreamed of. But I know on the other hand, sometimes you kind of miss being just effective in one location, or just missing out on certain things that may happen in certain areas of your life where you cannot just strategically get to very quickly. What gives you the motivation to keep moving forward, to keep doing what you're doing?
Sometimes honestly, I feel like getting a lot of echo.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly, I feel like it's knowing that some people have jobs, right? And then, I know you understand that. I feel like you have a career, you found something that you're really good at. And so the motivation to keep going is that I feel like I found a niche, in training and not even just in EMR training, but adult education per se, corporate training, whatever. I just have a niche at presenting information to people and allowing them to understand. And I kind of shied away from being a teacher, which I feel like I could have been successful at, but it just wasn't lucrative, and let's be honest, we're all out here, to make a good bottom line for ourselves. And when this came about, it was just the perfect meshing of two things that came together, like my purpose for being able to give information and the opportunity to make a decent living while doing it. And like you said, hitting a couple places along the way. but it isn't always the best. Like when you're out here traveling, you really miss your family and you're away from the people that you love and really make you happy. Like sometimes, like, I would fly my wife out to, the locations, but, it's hard to do that and maintain that at all times. And the kids have activities and things of that nature. And it just gets very trying when the perception is that you're having a great time, and it does. But the motivation to keep going is just that I feel like this is what I'm really great at. Like, I couldn't make it in the NBA. I was, God, for whatever reason, allowed me to stop growing at 5'10". So, like, he didn't give me that extra foot that I needed now, like, to be real successful doing that. And I just really enjoy doing what I do, man. Like I tell people, I never feel like I work. I really don't, because I really, really embrace and like what I do. Like I train nurses and doctors. I'm with some of the brightest people in our country every day. I've been with some of the best surgeons in our country. Some of them, can't name off because of, confidentiality stuff. But I've trained some of the best doctors in some of the best hospitals. I was, lucky enough to be right at the beginning of COVID. I will give this away. I was at New York Presbyterian Hospital, working at that hospital for 2 months on site there. And I just met some of the best like people, doctors, brightest minds that you'll ever get a chance to be around. And the fact that I get a chance to actually train them is amazing. Like, because like I said, I didn't have any background in this. So the training, and I know people are like, well, how do you train doctors, right? So like, I'm not training them on how to be a doctor. They know how to be a doctor. So what I do is I train them on how to use the software to do what they do better. Like, so like whether it be the anesthesiologist or whether it be the chief medical operator of a hospital, when they inboard a new system, I train that system on how to input the data that would normally be like in a chart, right? At the end of the bed, old school, like nothing is like that now. Everything is in the system. So you have a built profile when you go to the doctor. So I train them on how to input the data into the system, or how to order their medicine more efficiently. It's funny. One time I went to the ER and they were having a problem. Like they had just got a new system and I'm laying there. So they're having a problem trying to get my vitals to pull through. And I ended up training the nurse and the tech on the system while I was sitting there getting the IV because I had trained that particular system before. So it's just funny. It's a good thing, though. I really enjoy it. Tonight, like I said, I have class and time difference. I'm like 6 hours behind you guys. So I guess it's like 1:30 here. So I got to go and train a class full of emergency department doctors tonight that work the night shift. So I'll be doing that till 1 a.m. It'll be 7 o'clock in the morning over there. So it's going to be a long day, but I couldn't not be on the show, so happy to be here. But that's really deeper into what I do. So people see me all the time. They kind of want to know what I do. And, that's kind of the meat and potatoes of it. I mean, it's more to it than that. But, that's it.
Nice, man. Nice. I mean, you got me excited just hearing about the things that you've done and the people that you've met, and just sitting in a hospital bed getting an IV and actually training the people who are working on you on how to efficiently work the equipment.
Right. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. Let me ask you this: what if you could get a DeLorean, and we found Doc Brown, and we had the flux capacitor work, and you could take a time machine and you can go back in time about 10 years. And in that time, you go back in time and you can meet up with your younger self and you can sit down and have like a hour-long conversation with you and you only. What kind of advice would you give yourself?
We only have 10 years. That would be my first question. Can we go back any further than 10?
You can pick whatever year you want. But I know things get a little dicey going back to our teenage years. That's all.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Like, if I can reverse it all the way back 10 years, let's see. I would definitely tell him to be more patient, to be more understanding, like to be quicker to listen and, more like, quicker to listen and less quick to talk. I just feel like as you mature, it's funny, you see the things so differently. And I think maturation happens for people differently because of different factors that, go on in their life or whatever. That journey, as they say, it's not about, Coach Cook, he always said it's not about, it's always about the journey. It's not about, anything else. It's always about the journey. So just to be patient, man, not to be so hasty. A lot of times you get advice from people and you just want to do things your way. That's kind of the way of the world, right? As we grow up. But, you look back and you kind of see the value in patience and slowing down a little bit and like seeing things for what they are rather than what you really want them to be. And then making your decisions more on that rather than just jumping at emotional things. So I would just say patience, man, and more stick-to-itiveness too. Like, when I was younger, like I would start a project and not really want to see it to completion. Now you see the value in why they want you to finish high school, right, before you go to college, and when you finish that, it's always these stages, right, that you have to finish, and it's not really about what you're going through. It's about being able to demonstrate completion or whatever to that particular segment of your life. So yeah, just those things, man, and try to make each day as your masterpiece too. Like really, like every day we kind of have a choice on what kind of day it's going to be. And me myself, like I know I don't always choose to have the most positive outlook on things certain times because I let factors come in and distort the way I kind of look at things, and even myself. And I have to remind myself that we have a choice each day, right? That we got blessed with air in our lungs to kind of make it our own and make it what we want it to be. So it's a daily struggle of growing up. And that's one thing that I'm, even to this day, not only I got to go back 10 years, but like telling myself that daily is a maturation. So those are some of the tidbits I would leave with that younger Maurice.
Perfect. I couldn't answer it any better myself. I mean, I stick with 10 years because I mean that's when I feel that most of us men are starting to. We're still stubborn, but we're still coming into our own. I mean, you want to start going back to 20 years and beyond, then your focus is a little different. You don't have the full grown man focus.
It is a lot different.
Yeah. Right. You're focused on other. Right. You're passionate on other things in life at that point in time.
You are.
So yeah.
And it's funny that you say that. Because like right at that greatest turning point, like I lost my father, like right at that segment, like 30. And it's a whole different segment, like literally, like 30 to 40 has been really different. You know what I mean? 40 forward has been different already. We're talking off camera, so it's a constant growing maturation, and just learning yourself, being the best version of yourself that you can be. I don't feel like that ever stops. I mean, I just always strive to be better than I was the day before.
Exactly. I know. I heard this many times in my life. No hold of it until probably I was in my late 30s or whatever. But like every 5 years, every year you should be trying to be the best version of yourself. But every 5 years you should reinvent yourself to the point where you're a better man and a new man, and you've done things that you've never done before, and watching yourself grow. And yeah, I mean, taking heed to that. I mean, growing and listening to that makes you a better person in itself.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to my next 5 years. I definitely feel like this first 40 is a bit of maturation. I'm looking forward to the recreation of myself. I don't know what that means. But whatever it has in the future, whether it's something that's gonna reoccur and cycle through, or whether it's something new, or I'm not really sure. I'm not really excited for whatever that may be, but I'm just embracing what's gonna be.
Well, let me ask you. That kind of segues into where you see yourself in like 3 to 5 years or 10 years down the road. Where, if in a perfect world, and let's just say the end game goal, what would your end game goal be? I know that's there's never an end game, because once you complete that, you'll move on to something else. But in a perfect world, what would you say your end game goal would be?
I would say like continuing to grow TGNS. And what I mean by that is I want to diversify some things. I want to go into logistics. I also want to sprout out and go into placing actual trainers and people doing what I do, and then benefit off of the fact of just them in position to be great. And mentoring them to be trainers and adult educators, be more of a hub to disperse people to contracts. And in that way, it will allow me not on the road as much. It's hard because it's never really a chance to sit still and really conceptualize your ideas. You're always on a project. You're always doing lesson planning for classes coming up, or thinking about reaching out to a doctor, reaching out personalization that he wants to create, macro he wants to make his visits easier when he dictates different things. It's just always things coming up. So it doesn't allow me to take time to really focus on my personal goals, because I'm always either on a project, looking for a project, or just trying to come up with a way to put food on the table.
Gotcha. Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, get the likes up. Likes are free. Likes cost nothing. We're having a good conversation right now with the gentleman who's in Hawaii right now. The gentleman most of us already who are on the live right now know. So get these likes up. But Pitt, I'm going to ask you, what kind of advice would you give to an up-and-comer? Let's just say someone who never heard of you, never knew who you were until this live, is watching it right now and watching the replay. And they're like, I want to grow up. I want to be just like that dude when I grow up. What kind of advice would you give him?
I don't really know, because that's kind of like I don't know. That's a bit much for me. But I would just say really find out what you're passionate about. And then figure out how to go into that. Let's take this away. Let's say I see somebody I idolize, or I want to have their life. Go to that person, ask them, what it is they do, how did they become what they are, and the steps that they took to do that. With me, I don't really feel like that fits, because I already talked about the blessing that came as far as putting me in this position, so I don't feel like I really earned the accolade to be able to direct somebody like this, because I feel like this was a blessing. And it was just a combination of skill that was accumulated and opportunity. But anytime somebody wants to do something, I always tell my kids this: you can do anything that you want to do, right? Mm-hmm. If you're willing to invest 10,000 hours into being whatever that is. And it doesn't matter whether it's a doctor, or basketball player, football player. If you're willing to invest 10,000 hours into your craft, then you can be anything. The problem with that is people aren't willing to actually do and make that investment in themselves. And they still want the outcome as if the investment was made. So I would tell an up-and-comer, don't stop. Keep going and make the investment yourself. $10,000 can be anything.
I like that too, because making an investment in yourself is it seems like it's common sense. And 10,000 hours, I remember I read that in a Malcolm Gladwell book before as well, a few years ago, and that seems to be right on point. I mean, to master anything, you need to put in a certain amount of time, and that magic time seems to be 10,000 hours. Also, investing in yourself is it seems like it's a lost art, because everyone wants to be at the top. Everyone wants to, like you said, the accolades on a certain amount of work put in, but you didn't put in that work. You didn't work on yourself. I know schools and colleges teach you how to become a better employee, or a better career-oriented person, or developing certain things, but I mean to actually develop yourself, you develop your mind, your thinking, figure out exactly who you are and who you are in this world and who you want to be and how to get there. That's something else entirely, and usually you have to learn that on your own through trial and error, or just by investing in yourself and going through having conversations with the right person and or coach that'll single you out to have you follow those steps.
Absolutely. And it's like I've been blessed ever since I came into this line of work. Just the great people, mentoring me, guiding me, befriending me, and it's really been to the blessing of God, man. If I would not have met like Amy Clark or Terry Hart. These are people that have, enriched my adult education and this EMR platforms that I've had a chance to work on. So it just seems like everywhere I go, somebody's put place to help and further my career. So it's a great ride.
That's a blessing in itself. That leads me into my next question with you as well. What books, if any, or stories or people who have positively influenced you and changed the course of your life that you could share with us?
So I'm reading a book right now. Just looking at it on my it's called The Speed of Trust.
Okay.
By Stephen Covey. Mm-hmm. So that's one of the ones I'm into now. It's a rather thicker one, but I'm also reading a book about having different conversations. Mm-hmm. And it's another book on conflict resolution.
Okay.
A lot of that due to just like things that are going on in my life, and then there's growth and things that I want to get better at. And then a lot of times it's stuff that I can also do that hurt. So just segues, just different ways of perspectives, looking at things. So those are the couple books that I'm reading right now.
Okay, all right. I appreciate you sharing that much. I mean, just self-development, self-help it means a lot, not only in the career field or in being an entrepreneur, but just for yourself again, because like we just stated, investing in yourself, you reap the rewards of what you put inside yourself.
Right. Definitely do.
Yeah, we covered a lot of material, and it was good talking to you again. And I know through the course of conversation, is there anything that I may have missed, or anything that I may have not covered that you would like to share with us?
No, man. Just appreciate you having me on. Shout out to everybody who was in the comments. Shout out to the family. And just look forward to continue to see you do what you do. And it's just great to see you evolve as well.
Thank you. I appreciate you sparing part of your day to come on this showcase with us live all the way from Hawaii. I know you got many busy things going on in your day, and you felt it not robbery to come spend at least an hour, because we had to prep beforehand for the preparation of the show. So I thank you right back. I really do. I look forward to watching you grow and thrive, watching your business overcome a lot of hurdles and thriving as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pitt, I do these shows. I put on. And I say that to say, if you've got a business, product, or positive message you're looking for that outlet to get that information out on, let me know. We'll find you a spot on the show to get that information out on. Again, if you've got a business, product, positive message, inbox me, text me, email me, get a hold of me, and we'll find a slot to make that happen. I want everyone to forge their own paths and evolve so hard. I see, there we go. We got a comment right here. I'm so proud of you both. There we go. Thank you, Miss Pittman. We both truly appreciate that. Absolutely.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, man. So I got a special guest coming to the lab next week. You know who the guest is?
Who's that?
You got to tune in and see, but I know you're going to like it. I got a couple guests that I know that you're going to actually know who they are, but I'm not going to give them up. So you got to tune in and see. But I do.
Are you going to be live on LinkedIn too?
On LinkedIn, yes, I will.
All right, I'm not on those other platform, so that's the only way I can catch you.
Yep, you're actually the first person I'm live with on LinkedIn, so this is a moment. Yep.
Oh wow! Hey, shout out to all my LinkedIn people.
There you go. Give up the money there. I got a special gift for you. I'll make sure I get this to you for coming on the lab, donating your time. I do want to show my appreciation, and I'll make sure I get this to you. But thank you guys for tuning in. Pitt, again, thank you for making yourself available. Excuse me. It's your motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, your author, and your favorite baker, Coach Clee, coming at you. Stay tuned. We love you. Stay safe. Have a good night. Peace.
All right.